Try to imagine all life as you know it stopping instantaneously and every molecule in your body exploding at the speed of light.
Total protonic reversal.
Protonic reversal.
Protonic Reversal with your host, Conan Neutron. Broadcasting from a secret underground lair in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
A gigantic middle finger to everything that is rotten about music, rock and roll, and corporate power.
The thing is, though, if you don't laugh, you're going to go on a killing spree with sharpened nails.
Confidence of a hero or a fool. I wasn't exactly certain which.
Could not be more professional.
It means something. It means something. You know, that's my take on it. What's yours?
Protonic Reversal!
That's like a science thing, right?
Indeed it is. This is a science thing. It is a science place. It is a scientific fact that we're all up in your face. It is time, once again, for the one, the only, Protonic Reversal. Welcome to it. That's right, another December edition. Packing them in on the back half of this year. Packing them in, making up for all the time I spent on tour. And, winter doldrums for myself. But very excited to have this gentleman on tonight. We're going to be speaking to shortly, Tim Soete of the fucking Champs. I'm trying to get the full set, the full Pokemon set of Champs, and I'm doing a really good job of it. So we'll be talking to Tim shortly. Real excited to bring that to you. But before we do that, welcome to Conan Neutron's Protonic Reversal. I'm your host, Conan Neutron. I'm a rock and roll lifer that's been touring and recording for 25 years, most known for the band Conan Neutron, The Secret Friends. Music is a huge part of my life, and I use the format of this very long-running podcast to talk about music with musicians whose work I enjoy and respect, but who may not be household names. Now, this is episode 446. If this is your first time listening to the show, archives of it available for free. No ads, no sponsors, no kidding, at protonicversal.com. However, if you want to support the show and get episodes sooner, $1 a month at patreon.com/protonicreversal will achieve that goal. If you like the show or even just a single episode, please feel free to like, subscribe on your platform of choice, share it around the internet, even leave a review. All that helps people discover the show. It beats back the almighty algorithmic overlords. And it's just a darn nice thing to do. So yeah, the fucking Champs, legendary band, aka C4AM95, if you're nasty. I've talked to Tim. I talked to Phil Manley, and I'm very excited now to bring Mr. Tim Soete on. Tim, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you very much. Thanks for having me on.
Big fan of the Champs in all naming iterations, being from the Bay Area.
Yeah.
And I saw you guys a lot. However, until tonight, I never knew how your last name was pronounced because I asked you about 3 minutes ago. Because we had never actually met in person, but we had been at the same show like a million times. A lot of times being the show you played. I kind of came up being like, oh, all the best shows, fucking Champs are, playing support, and in some cases as good or better than the band that is the quote-unquote headlining band. And then also like plenty of great shows that you guys played legendarily over the years as well. I consider the Champs to be a staple of Bay Area music at a certain time. But I came in a little late to it. So why don't we actually just do like stories do often and start at the beginning? How did it all come together, Tim?
Well, it came together in Santa Cruz I was basically just jamming around with my friend Josh Smith, who, used to be in the band. And we were playing two guitars through an amp one night, and it was a Champ amp. So that's where the name came from.
Which are great. Those are amazing amps. So I always wondered if that's where that came from, but yeah.
Yeah, it totally came from that. And we even recorded a demo of our just like improv guitar stuff, which is pretty terrible, but anyway.
Was it Concentric? Was his electronic side thing?
Concentric is Tim Green.
That's Tim's. What was Josh's? Josh had a little side thing. Right?
Josh has recently done electronic stuff since he moved to Cleveland.
I can't remember.
And he does like glitch type stuff, and I can't even remember what he calls it. It's kind of unpronounceable.
Right. I played a show with him once, and it was as like a side thing. Is why I even bring it up. But I'm usually pretty good at remembering banal minutia. That one escapes me completely. But yeah. So you're a guitar player first.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
And when did you actually first start playing drums?
Well, I started playing guitar when I was 10, but I had bands. You always form bands after that, and we used to keep all the equipment at my house. Basically, my bedroom was our practice space, and so I had a full PA in there, and like
nice.
All the amps and drums, and I could practice to my heart's content on the drummer's kit because he left it there. So I basically, by the time I was 15, I was decent at drums, and didn't really pursue them. Just played on and off. I didn't really have my own drum set, but when it came time to do the champs, Josh was the superior guitar player by far, I think, and I just decided to do the rhythm stuff, and that's how I became a professional drummer.
That's good. Well, I mean, it was almost surprising to me that I'm not sure if I realized that you even played guitar until I saw the first time you played Extra Man, if I remember correctly. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, there's 3 guitars going now. That's crazy. And then like a friend of mine was like, oh yeah, you didn't know that's like his first instrument. I'm like, oh. No, I didn't know that. Sorry.
Yeah, so for example, on the first demo tape, the 2 first demo tapes, I played guitar pretty much matching everything that's going on.
Yeah.
I used to write a lot of the parts, and I guess being the drummer, people don't really realize that, but that's okay. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly some examples of that happening in more famous bands, but I think that there's just there's so much cultural propaganda against drummers. I think that there's a certain amount of people that are not immediately going to jump to that. But so it starts off being more or less the idea being, hey, let's record these songs. Let's just have the thing. Like, were there thoughts to like doing it as a real band like early on?
So we recruited our friend Adam Cantwell. He was the one who Tim replaced. And we just started practicing a whole lot, and I got better at drums, and yeah, then the whole chapter after when we moved to San Francisco and hired Tim pretty much soon after, that really changed the band a whole lot. So.
Well, and yeah, Tim was coming in out of Nation of Ulysses and was Lice, right? Yeah, Lice was Lice was great, man. I have that cassette somewhere.
Yeah,
where I don't know, but
yeah, they were pretty good. They were pretty loud.
Yeah,
yeah. That's how I met Tim, and I booked a show for his band, and then we played there with them, and then we both enjoyed each other's company, and. Well, the rest is history, I guess.
I never have this problem, but having another guy with the same first name in the band, was that ever cause a problem?
Well, it's the name is just rare enough. It's not a rare name, but
yeah,
it's like having 2 Bens or something, or
right, exactly, yeah.
Yeah. It got a little confusing, but people call me by my last name. Generally on tour and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
you gotta differentiate.
It just becomes military, basically.
Right, exactly. Someone asks you to drop and give you 20. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you start off the cassettes are first, right? And that's like 94 or so.
Yeah, 94.
So my understanding of it, and correct me if I'm wrong, is you have the air elementals first, and music for films about rock, which is a title I remember very well, and then Frenetic puts out the first big record that, and we'll get into it, is the under C4 AM95, but it's the two cassettes before that, right? And am I right on those titles? It's been a long time.
The first one is music for films about rock, and the second one was
Okay.
Triumph of the Air Elementals. Yes.
So I swapped them. My bad. But I do have the cassettes over there somewhere.
Wow.
Do I have a cassette player? No. I haven't had a cassette player in years.
Those things are like hen's teeth today. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that like a bunch of these cassettes I'm never going to get rid of because it's all stuff like that where it's like, oh yeah, that's a taped off copy of the first Carp record. Okay, I got it from Jared. Well, cool. I will never give that to anybody. That's
yeah.
So when did the live shows start happening? Is that around that same time, around 94?
For the Champs?
Yeah, for Champs.
For like the early days?
The early days, yes.
Yeah, I worked at a bar called the Red Room. That's where I booked Tim's band, and we used to play there, I guess, and we'd play house parties and things like that. I always like to play house parties the best. But it was basically Santa Cruz. We just played a couple of different clubs in town on the regular, and we would play in San Francisco a whole lot. We'd play at the what they called the Chameleon back then.
Oh, Chameleon, sure, yeah.
But it became Amnesia.
Yeah. God, who is the Chameleon guy? Shoot, I can't remember his name.
Jay.
Yeah.
Jay from the Chameleon. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's taking it old school for sure.
Yeah.
No, and it's funny because Santa Cruz like had a rep for being like, oh, that's where all the jam bands are. There's like I don't even know if that word was around yet, but it was like that was sort of the.
No, we were definitely moving against that scene when we were there. I mean, we were like, fuck this hippie crap.
Yeah,
one of those kind of bands.
Big Fillmore poster energy, if you know what I mean, where it's like, all right, I get it. You like drugs, cool.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
I remember like hearing those first tapes and being like, wow, this is crazy. What the hell is this? This is awesome. Like it just didn't sound like anything really at the time because I heard you guys first, and then probably a solid year before I heard like even TransChamps, right? Where it's just like, oh, okay, so there's like other bands that are kind of like they're not exactly the same, but like for some reason I was like, yeah, they're kind of like A minor forest plus metal. And that's not that accurate, but I mean it's sort of like that's like the lexicon I had to work with at the time, right?
I can cite a couple of things that really that came to Santa Cruz or that we had happened to us that really formed the sound initially.
Please.
And that was a band called The Ruins from Japan. Came to Santa Cruz like for the first time. It was their first U.S. appearance, and everybody was blown away by that. And
how could you not be? I mean,
we were definitely informed by them and that record, Burning Stone.
Well, because they were so heavy and crazy, but then also like there was sort of like, oh wow, that's like almost like proggy sort of arrangements, but kind of played like punk rock, like,
right. Then you find out that they worship magma, and
right.
it all starts to make sense. But the second thing is that Josh and I went up to Berkeley to see Carcass, and this was like when they were touring Heartwork, and that was kind of profound in how it kind of changed our minds a little bit. We sort of thought we kind of want to do that, but not exactly that, but something that has that kind of sensibility.
Some iteration, of doing that same kind of thing. And now is this so is Josh doing Weakling at the time?
Josh was in Weakling. He joined Weakling after we released 3.
Okay, so this is a little later on then. All right.
Yeah.
So all right, so you've kind of got this idea, this is like definitely big guitars, right? It's like a big guitar thing, kind of going against the grain. You move up the coast from Santa Cruz to San Francisco. How did you find SF at the time? So that was what Kilowatt was still around the first time.
Yeah, all the clubs were around, and it was certainly cheaper to live there.
Oh
yeah. I mean, I think you said you moved there about the same time, right?
95 is when I finally moved up to Oakland.
And you moved into Oakland, so that's even cheaper. And,
oh my God, yes. The first apartment was $510, and I was like, wow, you can get an outhouse for that now.
Yeah. Those were the days. And you had Radio Valencia, and all this good food, and but that's what I found. I basically found I lived in the Mission, and just right there on 22nd and Valencia, and
right by Aquarius and the video store.
Last weekend.
Last weekend. Yeah.
Which I worked at for a little bit.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
So I don't know. The Mission was just like this kind of candy land for a while. It had all this good food that was accessible, and I thought the scene was kind of cool. I guess the band scene, I guess, was pretty neat. But back then, I'm thinking who was active.
Yeah, I was really into the whole Boner Records thing. Like Simple Bath, that was like my favorite band.
Yeah.
And Melvin's before they bailed to L.A. Too.
Yeah. We shared a practice space with Steel Pole for a while.
Oh, nice. Bakemono, remember Bakemono?
Yeah, Bakemono were good buds of ours.
They're great.
They were awesome. It was a scene like that. It was like a lot of kind of noisy bands like Towel, and you remember that band?
A Towel, I got some from them over there too. But also none of the bands like really sounded like each other. It was everyone kind of had their own identity, right? Which is something.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that happens as much anymore.
Nobody was like, it wasn't like a sound or something.
Yeah.
It was like everybody kind of had their own freak flag, that they were waving around.
And so I saw some shows you guys played like back like Mission Records and stuff. I remember Mission Records. That's another long since gone, I assume, San Francisco location.
What was Mission Records? Now I'm forgetting.
Mission Records was like that punk rock place that was like
Epicenter. You mean? Right?
Epicenter. Oh, it became. Yeah, you're right. God,
it became Epicenter.
It became. Yeah. One came before the. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. All those places where it's like, oh, this is like I had come from what I charitably call the Kansas of California. Yeah, Modesto. So it was like, there was nothing going on. Nothing.
Modesto.
So like by the time I got to the Bay Area, it was like the Wizard of Oz or something. Like suddenly everything was in Technicolor, and I'm getting burritos and like seeing the most amazing bands play and so on and so on.
Yeah. So for me, moving to San Francisco, it was like the energy of the city. That's kind of what hits you when you move there, and it says stark contrast from Santa Cruz, which is pretty slow.
Yeah. Like kind of like almost permanently stoned insult.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's nice and relaxing,
Sure.
It's too expensive now.
Oh my God. It's like, it's absurd how expensive it is now. Yeah. But I mean, that's also
prohibitively.
So walk me through those shows and you're putting together as now being an SF band. Like how is that? It always gets a little different when you move a place rather than just like playing, even if it's like far away.
Obviously, we asked Tim pretty early after, pretty soon after we moved up there, if he'd want to join.
Yeah,
and he said yes. So we basically woodshedded after that for a long time because it took a long time to sort of indoctrinate him in the Champs ways.
Because you're doing something totally different, so it's like there's no lexicon for it.
he never played guitar that sounded like that
Yeah.
before, but he really took to it immediately. So
Yeah.
It's like he's just kind of a natural with just anything musical, really. So I think we booked a show at this place called Rio's. I want to say that was maybe our first or second show. I think Dale Crover came out to see us.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he was still living up there.
Yep. Altamont was going. I think,
Yeah.
At that point, yeah.
Yeah, and that made me happy because I was a big Melvins fan. So.
Sure. Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, we just that was it. We just kind of started rolling, and then we kind of doing a little bit of recording here and there for the first record.
Because it takes a couple years before 3 comes out, which I think Frenetic did that originally.
Yeah.
Right. Great label, by the way. And I never hear.
Yeah, they did the Hella record. They did. They did The Makes Nice. I don't know if you remember that band.
Oh, Makes Nice. Yeah. Boy Jazz a little later.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like really cool stuff that Frenetic put out, and just Zoo. Remember that band Zoo? ZU.
I don't even remember that.
That was a little later. They're God, like I'm trying to remember where they're from. They were like a overseas band. I don't remember where they're from. It's been too long. But
okay.
All the stuff that Duncan put out was always like super cool. It was like, oh, that's like this is worth checking out. This is neat. City, Crime and Choir, all that stuff like later on, along with Hella. Yeah. So how did that record come to pass? Because I feel like it was such a long gestation period, right? And I feel like the Champs, as most folks know them, kind of came into being sort of when Tim Green joined up, but also there was like a long process of like really honing everything, is what it seemed like.
Yeah, we that was the woodshedding part,
Right.
We really wanted to make it good, and so we just practiced our asses off,
Yeah.
For the recording, we've never, as a band, sat down and said, okay, we're going to start working on this X album. Mm-hmm. It's always been just recording piecemeal, kind of here and there, just getting our new songs down as we write them, and we'll record them as soon as we're able to. And then we kind of assemble them later into an album.
So you're not thinking about it in terms of like, okay, this is the record. It has a beginning, middle, and an end. It sounds like this. It's like, oh no, this is just looks like we got a record, boys. we got enough.
Yeah. For example, like, there was a lot of care that went into the track listing of 3, in terms of what we wanted to present. And the order we wanted to present everything in, but a lot of the songs were written at different times. Like a lot of the songs were written for the 2 tapes that came before, and we just do different versions of them on 3.
Because most people had not, unless you were like kind of in the scene, they hadn't really heard it anyway, right? So.
They sold the tape at Logos in Santa Cruz. If you were a customer there, you might have bought it or something.
Yeah. Logos.
Yeah. So that's how our albums came about. They weren't really. We didn't. It was the opposite of what the Beatles do, which is they go in the studio and write and record, which is crazy for me.
Well, so it's. I mean, there's no wrong way to do it. It's just a matter of it's very different than how I would think of doing it now, for sure, and how I do it now, frankly. But and then you've got and these songs, they're largely instrumental. Not entirely, but largely instrumental, and there's a lot of them. So, like, you have like, what was the process of time to keeping track of everything? Like, were you guys whiteboarding? Like, what was? How were
we never had a whiteboard.
Really,
we really could have used one.
Yeah, it seems like a natural.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have been able to see it because I have to take my glasses off when I play drums. So.
Oh right, okay. Fly around, sure, yeah.
I don't know. It just somehow we got it to work without a whiteboard. I don't know how, but and also we got really used to the song title because we'd usually work on one song for like
a really long time,
a month. Like like a good amount of time, and it would just kind of grow and build.
So when 3 came out, I remember I was pleasantly confused when you had the sort of vanity license plate version of the name, the C4AM95. Like I was like, oh, that's cool.
I'll tell you
why did they do that?
The story behind that. We were eating in a place called the Tiger Diner that was in Glen Park.
Okay.
With Duncan, and this was like a Spinal Tap napkin moment. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
I pulled out a napkin and I wrote down that C4A95.
Yeah.
And because I have been messing around with Photoshop, and I superimposed two iterances of that character sequence, and I guess to my eyes, my stoned eyes, I thought it looked like Champs kind of vaguely, and we were receiving mysterious emails at the time from Nashville, and finally, after we had already changed our name, we got an email from the drummer of the Champs, the band that did Tequila.
Yeah, like a cease and desist or whatever.
No, just an email saying, "Hey, what's going on?" He was really friendly, actually.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know that the kind of thing's gonna work. Now I don't know how it works these days, but
No, I think he just thought it was funny.
Well, sure.
Called the fucking Champs.
So it wasn't like a, hey, we're gonna do legal action against you situation.
No.
It was more just like, we're aware of you. We know.
Yeah, more like that. We were happy to change the name. I mean, and we had been writing that on T-shirts before anyway, so it sort of seemed logical.
Now, if I remember correctly, and I have that reissue that just came out too. But I remember like you guys listed the gear.
Yeah,
which I thought was the coolest thing, and realized I was not remotely a gearhead there. I could barely like freaking play guitar. I was like still pretty young, right? But I thought that was like the coolest thing because like I find that people that when they sort of keep that part secret, it's like, okay, well, what do you? It's not going to be the same. Well, it's not the same people playing. What are we doing here? I always think that's kind of a dick move, personally. So
I think we sort of. I remember thinking we kind of got that from Shellac a little bit, maybe.
Yeah,
they used to painstakingly list off like the type of tape.
That's right.
They used and.
Which made those
also,
IVPs, people like kept trying to buy those IVPs, and they kept trying to buy harmonic percolators for the same reason. And harmonic percolator, I don't know, not that great. I bought one. I sold it to like some kid for $400. It's great. Like I don't like it.
Is that for guitar?
Yeah, that's because people think that that's a guitar sound. It's like no, Steve's guitar sound was like playing through basically a PA head with like a 15, like so it's like full range. So and going through solid state and like basically a basement at the same time. It's a combination of those things, and how he plays, and the fact that it's Travis Bean. It's not just like a guitar pedal.
And a whole lot of chorus.
Right, yeah. And it's like people are like you're chasing the wrong thing, dude. Like he turns that thing on for like 3 songs and it sounds great when he does it, but it's because he has his own unique, like go make your sound. Don't worry about him. Anyway, whatever. I'm going off on a rant now. But anyway. But they did Shellac definitely did the painstakingly like, here's the gift. Yeah, I think they had that one 7-inch. It was just pictures of the fucking amps, right? If I remember correctly.
I just remember appreciating that so much.
Yeah, sure, of course.
Because it gives you, that's one of the experiences you have with an album is like reading liner notes and whatnot.
Especially back then, like maybe not less so in this
era. Yeah, you don't have it anymore. I mean, where are liner notes now?
On the Bandcamp page, I guess.
But,
But I think that it was so cool that was the first time I'd ever heard the word Silvertone, right? Because like Josh had that 9-string, and I was like, oh, and for whatever, I mean, this is how like green I was. I never noticed that he had more than 6 strings on the guitar.
Oh yeah,
I'm just a kid, right? What do I know about this stuff?
Yeah, it's weird. The high strings are unison. They're doubled and they're unison.
And you kind of got to be looking for it to even notice, unless like whatever. I'm at a fucking rock show. What are we doing here? And also, I think he's like getting Hagstrom involved too, if I remember right. Which those got way too expensive, but those are great.
We got all our guitars from Subway Guitars in Berkeley. Yeah, because he bought out the Silvertone and Hagstrom factories.
Did he really? Did he?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
So that's why they have all these. They can crank out Hagstroms like nobody's business.
Oh, that makes sense.
Build you one.
Is Subway still there? It's got to be still there, right?
It's got to still be
like
there.
that guy. As long as that guy's around, that place is gonna.
Jimmy Page used to call them. It has to be there.
God damn, I have not been to Subway Guitars in like years. I mean, now it's like if I play the Bay Area, it's when I do on tour. And there's usually not time, but what a unique place is how I will put it.
I hope they're still there. I haven't been there since the '90s, and when I was there, I think Green Day walked in.
Yeah, of course, sure, makes sense. Well, Samadato moved up to Eugene and opened up his drum shop there, like a version of the drum shop, which was his version of retirement. But then he actually just retired, and just closed that like last year.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
But when we play Eugene, we'd like stop by and go see Samadato in Eugene.
Yeah, and Samadato made his start in Santa Cruz too.
That's right. Yeah.
The drum guy at Starving Musician.
And then and then he opened the place that was by what was the practice space? Fuck, it was the same place Slaves played.
You mean Rocker Studios?
Yeah, Rocker. Yeah. You guys played there too, right?
Briefly.
Yeah, because for a while there's you guys. I think they were still Slaves. I don't think they were Pleasure Forever yet. Us being Replicator and Mates of State. I think all in one, like those were like the rooms in a row. Yeah,
we were sharing with some other band. I think they were called Hammerhead or something.
Yeah. Boy, this is real niche knowledge. I'm not sure anybody cares about, but yeah, that place was a practice space in San Francisco, and that's we need to leave it there.
Yeah,
but Samadato's was very close. That's why I was going that way. Samadato was like not that far.
Yeah, right there in Soma or whatever.
Yeah, which is totally different now, of course. But anyway.
Yeah, I just haven't even been up to San Francisco in years. So.
Dude, it's so strangely, I have an easier time with San Francisco than I do with Oakland, and maybe that's because I lived in Oakland, not in San Francisco. But it's still it's so different. Like it's like it's a different city entirely.
Oh boy,
Mission's probably the least change, and it's still pretty. It's not like how it was. I mean, but it's probably the last. If there's the last holdout's going to be Bottom of the Hill. I mean, I swear to God, Bottom of the Hill is going to still be there when everything else is like Blade Runner around it. I'm
glad they're still open.
Yeah, and that's we all should pour a little out for Bottom of the Hill for that. But but I think there's other neighborhoods that are like unrecognizable now. It's like depressing. Anyway, but so you guys listed the gear on the record. I remember there was like a lot more like low end on the Marshalls, right? That was like something that was like
Tim Green did some kind of capacitor modification on the Marshalls to give them more low end. So. Because our song, since we didn't have a bass player, I mean, our riffs are kind of tailored to be kind of the bass part too,
Right, sure.
As well as the guitar.
And you had that thing for a while where it was like two, it was almost stereo 4x12s, right? Yeah, I always thought that was like really cool and smart because then you didn't have to rely on sound people that maybe did not understand what you were trying to do.
No, we wanted to have control of the volume and our sound and all that stuff. I guess it was up to the guy at the console to turn my drums up or not. But,
right, but that's a decision that it makes sense without being familiar with the band.
Yeah, I want to make the audience unhappy.
Yeah. So what was the recording process for that like? Was that you guys said you kind of like recorded for 3?
Oh yeah,
that was like recorded.
So,
You said it
yeah.
kind of drips and drabs kind of thing.
Yeah, we started, and it was in Tim when he first moved to San Francisco. Moved to a place called Bernal Heights.
Oh yeah,
You know, I don't know why I had to say a place called, but
it's fine. Not everyone's from the Bay Area.
Yeah. So Bernal Heights, and it was a really beautiful house, and the really nice live room. Like there were no parallel surfaces. It was all concrete, and we got a pretty good drum sound out of it.
Big room, or was it
like not huge, but like decent size. I don't know. I can't do the math really.
Oh, well, that's that. Yeah, that's fine. You don't need to. But like, was there, like, did you have everything in the same room when you're tracking? Or
we usually did the drums first.
Okay.
With somebody playing along with me, probably through a direct box, like a pod or something.
And is this still tape or is this digital at this point? 'Cause I'm trying to.
Oh no, it's tape.
Yes.
This is when we first started. When we first started recording that album,
because that's like 95, 96, right? So there's
and it was 8-track. It was an Otari 8-track.
Well, because that's such a full sounding record. Like you guys like made good use of the tracks to make it sound really like huge sounding, and like the frequency ranges, like having certain things like cut out, like kind of come in and this and that. Like it seemed. It definitely. I was shocked when I had heard that you had so few tracks to work with. It was like, oh wow.
Yeah, I forget that too. But yeah, we were limited, I guess, and made. Yeah, I think we, considering what we had, we did pretty well. Yeah, we let's see. The mixing board was like I think it was a Mackie.
Sure.
We Tim rented all this really nice outboard gear for the mix down though. These
sure,
these EQs that came out of a Neumann lathe, and
I mean that's back when the outboard gear is that's gonna be whether it's an okay record or a great record. That's where it's gonna live and die.
Yeah, so we got a couple of fun toys to use on the mixing.
So you guys had a lot of songs. Yeah. At what point did you know it was going to be a double record? And at one point did you know, oh no, this is longer than that? Like what? When was it just?
Well, I guess when we started recording more experimental stuff for like what we call the challenging side of the record.
Right. Now
it's
the winter of our discotheque and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, and like the Seas of Sorrow.
Yeah. Right. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that a nod to My War, like to Black Flag, the Side to My War thing?
I don't think so, but I don't know. Yeah, it could have been. We were.
I mean, they didn't use. Heads. Yeah, they weren't doing like that, but it did occur to me that it's like, oh, the way that it's almost like an intermission or something, right?
Oh yeah. So when we were recording more and more of that stuff, we realized that that an album of what we had recorded so far was going to be long.
Yeah.
So, because it ends up clocking in at like 74 minutes. I think.
It's. I mean, a lot of records were kind of going long around that time, and that was sort of like the CD era was still pretty dominant too.
Yeah.
So it was like one of those things where it's like, I mean, even like God, that my favorite Soundgarden record, it's like crazy long. It's like, oh my God, there's so many songs on here. It's like there's so many songs. Like you could have like 2 records worth of stuff on here. But that was sort of like that was like what the norm was really at the time. So it didn't seem that crazy. Now it seems insane because every record's like a half hour, but yeah, so you have a long one, right? And then it seems like you leaned into it in a good way to have that be like, the double live. like kind of like the presentation, the classic rock sort of presentation of like, oh wow, there's an ostentatious display of like, this must be a serious record. That's no joke, kind of aspect to it. Like it seemed to all kind of hit right at the same time when it also was like, oh wow, it's gonna be cool to hear like a proper record from these guys. Not like that those tapes aren't great, but like hear what this sounds like now. And I've been shocked, like pleasantly shocked, but being like, oh my god, this is like, I gotta listen to this with headphones. This is crazy. Which I did, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
But it was also like expansive, right? And again, like with all the sort of like almost Vangelis-esque kind of like stuff going on as well. I was like, wow, they made like a real ass record. Like this is like there's a lot to absorb here. And it's something that, and there was nuance to it that maybe people wouldn't get if they'd only seen you play live, which is, killer show with like all of the kind of the best things about the ridiculous arena rock, but like with coming at it from like the world of punk rock or whatever, with that kind of ferocity.
Yeah, you don't have the volume with the recordings.
Right. You can't rely on that.
Yeah.
And if you do, and people do it, it's like, oh, that sounds terrible. It's a headache music. I mean, for me, peace and love to people who like it, but no, thank you. So yeah, a dense record and kind of, I would say 3 or 4 years before its time, maybe, where I feel like there started to be more of an appreciation for that kind of thing.
People really didn't understand it at the time. I think it's, to look back at it, it's kind of makes sense, with, there's a lot of bands that are influenced by metal and stuff like that now.
Yeah.
But back then it was like,
yeah.
it was like shooting yourself in the foot almost. And, but, a lot of people like metal, I mean,
and it doesn't have to be idiotic too.
Yeah.
That's the other thing, is like, it was definitely like, sure, it was like coming from the world of metal, but like it was smart. And the only band I could think of that was remotely like that was The Average. I mean, I guess Breadwinner too, right? But like, I didn't know
Breadwinner.
I didn't really know Breadwinner until years later, so I'd be fronting if I said I knew who Breadwinner was.
Yeah.
But like, they're like not many bands like doing that kind of thing where it's like, oh no, this is like, I reckon the tonal signatures are all there for being like these other records, but this is coming at it from a totally different place.
Yeah.
So tell me about when that record. When that record gets released, because again, I wasn't even really playing yet, so I didn't really understand the concept of how a record is or isn't received for the most part. But it feels like it was sort of like true heads know, like the nerds, myself inclusive, know.
Yeah.
But also, this band is ostensibly called C4AM95. Which is a great visual gag. Don't get me wrong. Especially if you know that the band's name is Champs. But it's not like you guys were, world famous.
I kind of regret that whole mix-up. And I just think it led to a lot of confusion and unnecessary confusion. And well, it happened. Whatever.
It was a very 90s thing to do.
Yeah.
I feel like. And that's something where, think of, God, they got big for a while too. Chick, right? Where it's like, oh no, their whole thing is like, no, it's any 3 sounds put together. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah, okay, fine.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, that's not gonna. Okay, and that's fine when they're playing house shows. Sure, whatever, who cares? But then it's like, okay, so that's not going to work very well. I mean, it worked out fine for them eventually, but I mean, like, I felt like they could have done a lot better if they had called their band literally anything else.
Well, in the end, they were just called Chick.
They just settled on that. They were like, it's fine, it's Chick. That's 3 exclamation points. And it's like, all right, well, I mean, you can only commit to the bit so far if you're trying to make a living in music.
Yeah.
And, I wasn't mad at it because all those guys all been doing it for forever and very good at it. It just was like, yeah, but it was like the most anti-commercial thing to do. It's like, oh yeah, what's this band's name? Oh, they're the dance band. Okay, well, great.
Yeah. So we
coming up next week, Chick, everybody.
Yeah.
So, So the three. So first of all right. So for the outside observer, you got a band that's like some weird series of letters and numbers, and the record's called 3, but you've never heard of number 1 and number 2.
Yeah.
Sum it up.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like, when you first see the monolith in 2001 at Space Odyssey, it just sort of appears and there are just more questions,
And there's not like here's the handsome front man on the cover kind of situation. You're not looking like a cheap Trick record. It's sort of like, I don't know, it's kind of green. They're like out of place. I guess it's those guys. Like, I don't really know what they're up to, but I sure know what they played on because it's all listed in the gatefold.
I mean, in hindsight, like, I probably wouldn't have made it so obscure.
Oblique. Yeah.
Oblique, yeah.
Well, yeah, I think so. The folks that appreciated it deeply appreciated it, but it came off as off-putting, I feel, if you didn't already know.
Yeah, I think it is.
And which is probably easier to own up to now than it was at the time.
Yeah, no, I don't mind. I know it was a mistake now. I mean,
yeah. So tell me about the road to the next record. So to 4, to the world of Drag City, so on and so on. Because again, this is when I remember like seeing so many shows with you guys playing with like bands that are like my favorite bands, and you guys not just holding your own, but like I said, being like, oh, actually, they were just as great as those guys were. Like it was impressive, and it feels like there was a lot of common cause being made at the time. I mean, obviously, especially with TransChamps when that happened. Tell me about those interactions and when that first started to kind of come together.
With TransChamps? We played DC. We were familiar with them already. Tim had bought, I think he mentioned this in his last podcast, but he bought the first TransChamps album at the place he was working at, Revolver. And we would listen to that. I remember that was one that we'd listen to while we were mixing 3. And the other one we listened to when we were mixing 3 was Aphex Twin's Richard D. James album. That just
so good, yeah.
Had just come out.
It's so aggressive too, and like in a very non-rock way. I love it.
Yeah, it's terrific. But okay, where was I going with this again?
meeting TransChamps, like that time period.
Oh, meeting TransChamps.
Yeah.
So we ended up playing at the Black Cat on our next tour, and 2 of them came to the show and talked to us, and sort of, I don't know, they might have bought a tape or something. That's how we met them and sort of started whatever. We kind of just started communicating with them.
Right.
And pretty soon they asked us to go on tour with them, and we did like a little jaunt down to Southern California, played the Roxy, and let's see. Yeah, we had some good shows with them and Panasonic. I think they were touring with too.
Sonic, yeah. Wow, I haven't thought of them in a while. Yeah.
Yeah. Although they were called Pansonic.
That's right.
They changed their name to Pansonic.
That's right, yeah. Which actually, that was better. I was like, oh, that's actually better.
Yeah.
It sounds more mysterious. Sounds
so
like
I got
a cool
that
alien or something. Yeah, Pansonic. I think Pansonic's a better name. Sounds like a cool like alien race or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's tough sounding.
And they were cool. They were aggressive in a weird electronic way too.
Uh-huh.
They were sort of made their own electronic gizmos and did their thing, So it's kind of destroyed PAs all over the country, basically, the low end that they produce.
Yeah, people are like, oh my God, like what are these frequencies?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And they were fun to hang out with and everything.
So the T-shirts came before the band name change, right? Because I remember there were the fucking Champs T-shirts, which in retrospect I really regret not getting one of those. But I also had to think, this is a really arbitrary thing. I was like, oh, I'm not going to have any T-shirt that has profanity on it. Why?
Oh.
I don't know why I had that rule. I don't know.
Oh, that's okay.
I certainly cursed plenty in my actual life, but for some reason I had that rule for years, so I missed out on those initial.
Yeah. Right. That's fine. That's
It's not like I'm running for
understandable.
political office or something. I don't know why I was so worried about it, but
Yeah. We're not far away from a time where it'll be normal just to wear it anywhere.
yeah, it's true. That's true. So the shirts come first before the rebrand.
The shirts were that was the first thing. That was
Yeah.
what inspired the rebrand. And so then that was it. We had talked about other names like Pterodactyl Flight and like let me think of another one. Well, we were going to call ourselves Summer Nights and didn't do that. Yeah, basically everything sounded stupid besides.
Well, and you
Just-
already have
just
an
putting-
identity. You already have like, granted, it's not like the most gigantic audience, but you have an audience. You have like a kind of built-in thing. And I just remember it was like, here's how it was described to me secondhand was like, oh yeah, the guys that wrote that tequila song were going to sue them. So like, well, fuck you. We're the fucking champs now. I was like, that's badass. That's how it was
Yeah.
told to me. And I thought it was the coolest thing I've ever heard.
Well,
I was like those t-shirts. That's rad.
if that's how it appears to people, then that's fine with me.
Well, because if you weren't someone that lived in the Bay Area and went to shows that you guys were playing or were at and, saw you as people, what you saw with these really like mysterious, enigmatic figures playing this really, brainy, engaging, mysterious, enigmatic music. So you wouldn't, why not? Sure. Like let's have that be the legend. Fine.
Yeah.
But I remember being like, and then like when you guys came out with 4, I was like, oh, they're just calling themselves the fucking champs now. I was like, holy shit, that's amazing. Like I thought that was just like a bit they were doing because they already like were the C4AM95 before,
No, it's basically that cover is irrefutable. I mean, it's
Yeah, it was pretty much a statement of intent.
yeah,
I think at that point.
yeah.
But it was also one of those things where, like, now it would be. I feel like now it would be a shtick, and it would be like, oh, that band just sounds like, fucking shitty Led Zeppelin or something. Like, you know what I mean? Where that would be like the whole conceit. Or like, oh, that sounds like one of the lesser Deep Purple records. Okay, great, good for you. Where at the time it was like, no, this is like a flex. Like it's like this is the fucking chat. And that record cover, it's so cool. You're at like the sun behind you guys, where it's like,
Yeah, that's
once
it's
again
over
you
by
can't tell what it is.
It's taken over by the Cliff House.
By Sutro Baths.
Yeah.
yeah. One of my favorite places. I've
Yeah.
taken many folks over there, and they somehow managed to not be able to monetize it. Still.
Yeah, well, they used to, I guess. But
Yeah,
that was
well,
back
way
in
back
another
when.
time.
Yeah, I've definitely showed people that have been to SF many times. I'm like, have you gone to the Sutro Baths? Like, I don't know what that is. I'm like, come with me. Let's go check it out. They did Steel Pole Bats. I guess played a show in the tunnel.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, which I was like, they do shows there? Like that never even occurred to me. Like a generator kind of thing. I was like, oh my god, that'd be amazing. Wish it was there. But anyway.
nice.
So 4, a little shorter, right?
Yeah, a little more compact. Yeah, it's a
And
kind of more comfortable size.
yeah, and I feel like it's still like the riffs are all there, the songs are there, the attitude's there. I feel like there's all the things. If you love 3, you would come to this and not feel like ripped off or anything along those lines. It's still heavy, there's still like crazy guitar melodies, but like not really like solos. Metal but brainy. So on and so on. And for me, the big one on that one was Extra Man, which, by the way, I love. And of course I love because I also love like Thin Lizzy and like all these other bands that are like coming from this with the first and third sections
Yeah,
are sort of referencing. But I still remember to this day and I want to say it was Bottom of the Hill. I might be wrong. Where I saw you guys play that for the first time, and like, yeah, then it's like, you know, the guitar's going, other guitars going, and then you, and then you come up with a guitar too. I'm like, oh my god, the drummer has a guitar also. How many guitars are on this song? And it was like, but it was the way the song structure was set up. Like it was like the punchline to a badass joke or something. You know what I mean? Like it was like. Where I was like, that rules! Holy shit! What's going on here? And then, you know, it's not like there weren't any vocals on songs before, but that was definitely like, no, this is like, there's like a song here that is like vocal heavy, with all the rest of this pomp and circumstance, and then it breaks loose into like the proggiest, craziest stuff that you could ever imagine, and then it comes back, and I just remember I'm being like, God damn, this is brilliant. Like, this is like, and especially if you knew the history of the band. Like, I think it still works if you didn't, but if you especially knew the history of the band, it's like, well, it's kind of coming back around to, like, earlier stuff, but, like, in this new and sort of, like, interesting way. It blew my mind, man. And so I was very excited. I was like, oh, they recorded it? That's awesome. That rules.
Well, thank you so much.
I play that record to this day, and, like, I always get super stoked when that song comes on. So
that's cool.
Take of that what you will.
Yeah, that one became one of our most popular songs, I guess, probably because of the little vocal line.
It's catchy, you know.
Yeah, I remember coming up with that back in the early days when we still had Adam, and it's on our first tape, but it's not a very good recording.
Yeah, it's more.
It's very sloppy and garagey.
Yeah, it sounds like it belongs on that tape.
Yeah.
Like, and this was like the hi-fi, like, you know, whatever. Not that sound like Steely Dan, like the Steely Dan version of that, you know, where it's like, this is like you can hear everything distinctly.
Yeah.
And like, again, playing with the EQ and the freaking, it's perfect. You know, it's like one of those things where it's like, wow, this is like the entire existence of this band has like built to this. Kind of thing, you know what I mean? But not in a way that like the rest of the album is great as well. But I was just like blown away by like, wow, that's freaking awesome that they pulled that one out. That's and it killed as an antic, killed as a song.
I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, and yeah. In summary, I liked it. But you guys still have like the complex song structure, right? You know, they still have like, you know, sort of shout outs to certain things that it's not just like, you know, instrumentation for instrumentation sake, you know, like I invoked Breadwinner, but I was, you know, thinking about like stuff like Pen Rollins did, not even with Breadwinner, but later on with Loincloth. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I was like that really short-lived band where I was like,
I love them.
They're so good.
Yeah,
I was like, I wish that band had like done more. Like it was like, how is this great?
The key to that band is Steve Shelton. I mean, the drummer of Confessor.
Oh, Confessor. Yeah, sure. Well, they did it without Penn. They did like a release without, and I didn't like it as much. I was like, that's good.
Yeah,
but it wasn't like magic. I was like, oh my god.
There's a guy in that band that I sort of know named Tannen. Is that his name? Jeez, do I know him? He's in some band called Leather Hearse now or something like that. It's a really cool name.
All right, nice.
Anyway,
well, so I like that there were elements of like big rock to it that were, you know, and if you like good Judas Priest, good Thin Lizzy, good Van Halen, and whatever, then like there's something there, but it's also, you know, not just directly doing those things. It's like coming, it's like, and everything at the time I remember was getting very like irony poisoned.
Yeah.
And like insincere about stuff. And I was like, well, I do sincerely like this stuff though.
Yeah.
Like if you're sitting here and listening to like some, you know, KK Downing guitar stuff, and you're like, if you aren't just like, that just rules. You're like, oh, that's funny. No, that rules. Shut up.
We were constantly being accused of being ironic, when we really weren't being ironic. I mean, I guess sometimes, maybe, I don't know. I'm thinking sometimes when we play with different genres.
What was it? Total music, right? Was
yeah, but the metal sensibilities. I mean, total music.
No, but it's also like, again, like this is something where you can be equally into, like Van Halen and Priest, but also like, oh yeah, but they're gonna do a King Crimson thing here, or like we're gonna do a Kraftwerk like sort of breakdown. Oh, okay, well that's weird, but okay, and that's one of the reasons why it worked, and it's sort of one of the metal is. So there are humorous metal bands, most of which I don't particularly care for, Guar exception, right?
Oh yeah.
But I feel like it's such a self-serious genre that it's something that you don't see a lot of. It tends to be quote unquote pure because there's less intermingling of other genres because just how it is. So to like take the frameworks and like toolkits of metal and apply them with again a real Black Flag style ferocity, and can be bringing other things into it that, depending on how closely you're paying attention, maybe you're like, this doesn't differ from what I think it would be, or this is completely different than where I think it would be. Kind of like a hard balance beam to walk to a certain degree, and I didn't feel like there was anybody doing that at all.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
that's not really a question. It's more of a
yeah. That's a statement. Yeah, we were. I think we realized we were doing something different, but I think sometimes we were a little bit down on the fact that we knew a lot of people didn't understand it, especially like our first time going to Europe. They really just did not understand it. They were used to indie bands,
sure,
and when you start playing really loud and heavy, it's like they're just confused. Am I supposed to be at a metal festival or?
Because they think of those things as distinctly different.
Yeah.
Do you think the Drag City thing, which I want to talk about how that ended up happening, but do you think the Drag City thing sort of was a blessing and a curse in that way?
No, we thought Drag City would be a great fit. We were big fans of the Royal Trucks and some of the other stuff on there, like Silver Jews and Bill Callahan. So we were fans of the label, and they actually, after us, they end up releasing Ohm or something like that.
Yes, I believe so. Well, I feel like
they took on a couple of heavy acts.
Yeah, some heavy. You guys were like the paragons of heaviness for them, I feel like, and then like they brought in and kind of kicked the doors open for a few. All right, fine, we can bring these guys in too.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, because you got to remember, I mean, this is that's like 2000.
2000,
right? Yeah.
So at the time we found out that Drag City was interested, we were on tour with Don Caballero.
Yes.
And we got some message on the road, some by email or something, and we were in Atlanta at the time, and we were pretty stoked. Yeah. But then we were kind of like, we got to change our name, so. But that's how that came about. I mean, because Tim had talked to them before, and I guess they just didn't want to release a double record, and
which is understandable.
They were kind of down with us, but not totally down.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a good match. I think that's been a good fit for us.
Well, and now in retrospect, it makes so much more sense. But at the time, it seemed like it was like, oh wow, Drag City, huh? Okay.
Yeah. No, a lot of people thought it was just plain old fucked up that we were on Drag City.
It's just not what. It wouldn't be the first. Like like the first thing I thought of was like, oh, I guess Touch and Go maybe. Like okay, but Drag City at the time didn't have that. I mean, there was Trans Am, of course, right?
Yeah.
Like there just wasn't a lot of. Now it makes more sense. Let's put it that way. So to me, I feel like 4 is when the non-Bay Area / West Coast, like world at large, kind of started to kind of vibe with what you guys were doing a little more.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
And I mean, it felt like that was like a pretty good time period for the band. Like that's you guys are playing, you're doing stuff. You do more stuff. When does the double exposure and gold happen? But they were recorded around the same. They recorded this around the same time, right? That's around that time period too. Like it was before 5.
Double exposure was recorded a little bit after 4. I mean,
that's TransChamps as opposed to the fucking AM.
And that was where we actually sent big 2-inch reels back and forth from DC to San Francisco. And
kids today, they'll never know.
Yeah, they'll never know the trouble we did, But that project worked out well, although I don't think they sold many of them. But the gold, I think, did pretty well. The one that came out of Drag City.
Yeah, which was after 5, if I remember right. Yeah, right. And you had there was the split with the split 7-inch with Type Rose. Also,
Type Rose,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. But and and Josh Vanek put up the Vantage USA omnibus.
Oh, the second 7-inch.
Yeah.
That was one that, I mean, everything was recorded in Santa Cruz.
That was back in '95. But then also, you guys, there was a live version of Extra Man on the omnibus, like almost 10 years later, I think, if I remember right. Which I know that because I'm on it too. That's got a replica.
There's a live version?
I want to say it's a live version, yeah. The Vantage USA that had like every band from like the Eastern Bloc on it, and Drunk Horse and Fucking Champs and Replicator was on it too.
Oh, okay, cool.
I might still have a CD of that. I probably do. But
we were on a few comps that, I mean, there's some lost songs that never really saw any light except for the comp that was on.
Well, there was that the remix. That was like way later though. That was why can't I think of what that is? Whatever, doesn't matter. So the comp.
Oh, the Justice.
Yes, the Justice. Thank you. Oh my God, I forgot all about that band. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, TransChamps starts first. So the idea of just like how did that collab? Because this is before Phil was playing in the Champs.
Yeah.
So double exposure. That's that's Trans Am and fucking Champs as TransChamps as opposed to Gold, which is Trans Am and the Champs is the fucking Am, right? Do I have that correct? Yeah. And one of them was Thrill Jockey and one of them was Drag City. I don't remember which one was which.
Fucking Am is Drag City.
Got it. Okay. Cool.
And
so you're sending tapes back and forth.
That was how we did it with the first one, TransChamps.
Right.
Double exposure. Yeah, and I remember the Trans Am guys. We did this thing where I plugged my kick drum into a synthesizer.
Oh yeah.
And so it would trigger the notes of a really slow moving arpeggio.
Yeah.
And they turned it into this song that Phil sings on, and I was really blown away by it. But that was just one of the moments that, when collaborating with people, you get like lots of nice surprises like that.
Cool ideas, yeah. And then and that's a cool like weird little cul-de-sac, of a record where it's like, oh, that's neat,
Yeah,
and it doesn't overstay its welcome, which is great.
Yeah.
Tell me about 5, which of course features Never Enough Neck Part 1 and 2.
So 5 is the last record we did with Josh. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we have Never Enough Neck Part 1 and 2, yes. What of it?
No, that's how I remember it. It's like, oh, that's the one with Never Enough Neck Part 1 and Part 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you guys are like on like the rocks, and like there's like one in the foreground, one in the midground, one in the background, kind of like
we're in Iceland.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that was like their first snow.
They're also Hats Off to Music, I think, is on that one too, right?
Hats Off to Music, yeah. I don't know. We had, we wrote a few songs in the vein of 3.
Yeah.
And then we decided to do a Bach cover, which was my idea.
Right.
Basically learned it off of some symphony orchestra's version of it. And just kind of isolated the 3 parts. And I thought that came out pretty well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's there's no ska songs,
No ska songs. Yeah.
It sound like a fucking Champs record.
Yeah.
Compliment.
So yeah, that it happened, and yeah, Josh quit after that. I mean, he quit in 2002, and, which was a little disappointing, but we kind of chugged along for a few more years after that.
Yeah, because it was one of those things where it seemed impossible for there to be a fucking Champs without those 3 guys.
Yeah.
From an outside perspective, anyway. It was like, there's how and why would they do that? It was sort of like the mindset.
I think Josh leaving the band, it slowly began to end for me.
Mm.
I think Tim in his podcast with you, he was explaining that like the rest of the band wasn't as enthusiastic, and that's probably true. And I think a lot of that was due to the identity of the band was so mixed up because Josh wasn't there anymore, and it's just like if Tim had left, it would have been, it's you can't really replace somebody like that. So,
well, and to your credit, it's not like you did because that kind of corresponded with Phil moving to the Bay Area anyway.
Yeah,
which was great. And I remember when that happened, I was like, "What? You're moving here? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
neat."
Yeah,
like, next thing you know, he's doing sound for us at Bottom of the Hill. Okay, great. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, he was quick to pick up work and everything.
But it was like, oh, no, that works because you guys already had worked together on the collab stuff. But also, like, no, he's a rock guy. Like, he can do this. Like, this is.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing the first show with Phil where I was like, oh, right on. It all works. It was some was a little different. Like, oh, I guess Tim's playing Green is playing that part now. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, there were some change ups like that. Yeah.
All right, but unless you're like a real nerd about it, then it wasn't like that big of a deal. It's like, oh, it sounds like the fucking Champs. Right on.
Yeah, I mean, Josh had lent Phil his 9 strings.
Right.
He had 2 of them, and so we instantly had that sort of sound of that guitar.
Yeah, like it's not like you had to throw away all the other songs or anything.
And I think Phil did a bang up job of sort of emulating Josh and just fitting into the band.
Yeah, go ahead.
It did make sense to me at the time. It made perfect sense, and
absolutely.
I think it was just as time wore on. What happens to bands, some of the people I ended up joining another band called Crime and Choir.
Yep.
And and then
we played with Crime and Choir, but not when you played with them.
Yeah, I was one in a series of drummers.
Yeah, Zach Hill was playing with them when we played with them.
Yeah, Zach. Right, that was amazing when he was playing with them.
Yeah, it was great.
We
played a coffee shop in Davis with Hella, and there was like 40 people there, but it was amazing.
It was pretty much all about him when he was in the band.
Oh my god, yeah! It was like, how can it not be? Like that guy's like a freaking like a seismic event. He's playing the drums.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, go ahead. But I feel like so what I would characterize is, and it's not in the same thing, right? But when Pajo played with Gang of Four, where I was like, oh, fucking good luck. Jesus Christ, Andy Gill? Like, how are you going to do that? And he did a thing where he kind of honored what Andy did, but also made it his own thing as well, if that makes sense, right? And I'm not saying that it's the same thing at all. because certainly isn't literal dead man's shoes, but like I feel like Phil did the same thing where it's like, no, he's honoring what made this cool and good, but doing his own thing with it, and it works. Like you just don't have to you have to stress about it. It's all right there.
He didn't lose himself by playing that role or something like that. He definitely brought his own thing to it.
He didn't lose himself in the shadow.
Yeah.
Which is what you got to do. But yeah, so you're kind of ending up in like side project city a little bit to a certain degree, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like that was just like the inevitable way it had to go?
I'm not sure why I made myself so busy. I hate being in two bands is really hard.
Being in one band's hard. Being in two bands.
Being in one
terrible.
band, yeah, two bands. It's like you're just tired all the time.
Yeah, it sounds like exhausting. Yeah,
and
it's like polygamy. I can barely handle one wife.
Yeah,
it sounds exhausting.
Yeah, something like that.
Thank you. Polygamy jokes, everybody. That's what people come to this show for. No, but I guess that's bigamy, not polygamy. Sorry, my bad. Sorry. Let's redo that. Anyway. So, yeah, is the idea that just since the alchemy is a little different, you've been doing it a while, right, at this point. So that's because I'm trying to think of, it's been like well over 10 years at that point, right?
Well, we played our last show in 2007 at the Great American Music Hall with Danova.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Donova, I guess you're supposed to say. But that's kind of the last show, and then there was kind of this nebulous period of are we still together? And it just kind of fizzled out from there. Which
is the last thing I expected from that band.
Yeah.
I may have said that with Tim Green. I can't remember. But
the other thing is, I would be down to do a reunion. A lot of people clamor for that.
Yeah,
and
I'm one of them.
But the problem is,
this is me clamoring. What do you need? I'm clamoring here. Let's go.
Yeah, I've had some health setbacks that I haven't really broken to the whole world, but I guess I could talk about it here.
I mean, if you feel comfortable doing
I'm
so,
fine.
That's fine.
I had a mini stroke back in like 2019.
That's so rough, man. I'm so sorry to hear.
And it fucked up pretty much my whole left side. So hi-hat foot is and left kick foot is down, and my snare hand is basically down. But I still make music. You
got the synth record that just came out last month.
Yeah, I did a little electronic project.
Yeah.
And I still work on stuff like that. So, I have to keep connected to music somehow. Either just by listening or by just working on stuff on my laptop. And I actually managed to track some guitar the other day, so I'm not totally inept.
You could do a thing where you can get you could strum and the other person frets, right?
I can kind of play like Django Reinhardt style.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because my other fingers are just kind of screwed. Yeah, something like that. But I don't know. I think I got us off track here from what we were talking about. No,
but that's fine, because that is something that, like, anytime that I'm using the royal we here. Anytime we have like a legacy band on this show, it's like if it's a beloved band, is there any chance of doing other stuff, right? So I mean, I think it's nice to let people know that there would be interest as may not be physically capable of being a thing, or maybe I don't know. Don't count it out, but I think that it's a shame, because I feel like the band deserves a not anvil style, but like a capstone. You know what I mean? Where it's like, this is like, they get to have like their victory lap or whatever.
Yeah.
Just because you didn't get to end it, with like honor and distinction and
Yeah, and there are definitely some years after we quote unquote broke up that we probably would have been received better, and
I think so. I mean, I think the world kind of caught up in a way.
Yeah.
Right? And that's,
I mean, not to toot my own horn or anything, but yeah. We were kind of the only ones doing what we were doing.
absolutely. And now I hear some bands where it's like, oh, they're doing they're doing a fucking Champs thing there. Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. I like that. Cool. I never expected to hear that from. I'm not gonna name them, but I don't need to.
Yeah.
where it's like but that's how it always goes. That's why the Devo, I think it's a compilation, Pioneers Who Got Scalped, right? Which I was like, oh, great. that's perfect because that's sort of like there's not a lot.
Is that what that Devo doc is called?
Yeah, that 2 CD like compilation. It's called Pioneers Who Got Scalped.
Oh no, I don't know that.
No, the documentary's fine, but like it's got a like a magic motion, one of those it changes, the activity on the cover changes. This is old school CD stuff, and like they're all like tied to posts, and people are throwing tomahawks at them. and like if you move the CD cover, the tomahawks get like closer to their heads.
Oh, okay. Kind of like the cover to Satanic Majesty's Request. Or...
Similar vibes, exactly. Yeah. But the me describing that Devo CD is more just to say that I feel like there's. Yeah, like you guys were early to the party and influential, and that is not money that you can deposit in the bank. That is not legal tender.
No, it's okay. I'm glad that we were able to record, some documents of our music.
They're great documents. All the records are great, and I feel like the records hold up. And I feel like because of that, there are new listeners who discover the music every year, which is saying a lot because a lot of music just sits there and whatever, no one's looking for it. But
yeah, but I have sometimes when I'm feeling brave, I'll see what the current metal sounds like, and some of it is just so over the top. I can't even imagine.
It's gone in a weird direction, is what I would say.
Yeah,
and there is some cool stuff out there. Don't get me wrong, but it's.
I wish the vocals were uglier. I guess
the vocals are so. I didn't expect the vocals to go so pretty.
Yeah,
and
I guess that's what sells records. So.
I guess, yeah. Fine. And there's stuff like Full of Hell. Like I felt like Saviors. Like, they I guess they've been broken up for a while now, but like they started off sounding like side 2 of Black Flag and kind of ended up sounding like first album Metallica, and I was never mad about any of it. I'm like, that's great. I love all that stuff, and you're doing your own kind of take on this. That's awesome because it had that intensity to it, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel like a lot of modern metal has pomp and maybe even like arrangements and stuff like that, but it's like it doesn't feel very dangerous to me.
Yeah, that's the problem exactly. The danger has been sucked out.
I mean, peace and love, but whatever. It's not like it needs to be something real, freaking exciting and cool for me to like kind of pay attention at this point in that genre. And which doesn't mean it doesn't happen. It just means it's kind of rare. Which means it's sort of like all the better when something does. But it's weird to hear like stuff that when you guys did it. Was like, what are they doing? What is that? And I was like, oh yeah, that's just imagine there was like a really consonant vocal going over it and like some string section stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
No.
Yeah, that's what you're into. Fine. All right. So that's. It's a shame, but you guys made it. You have a great catalog. Like, there's no like Operation Mindcrime in your catalog.
Now that's an inside joke that I don't get.
Queensryche. There's
Queensryche.
concept record.
Oh, geez.
Somewhat regrettable.
Okay.
I like referencing it. I honestly like. I don't know, man. Maybe it's fine. I haven't listened to it in years. I just think it's funny to say Operation Mindcrime.
Yeah, that is funny.
It's sort of like a, hey, we're gonna make a concept record. Oh yeah, what's it gonna be called? Operation Mindcrime. It's gonna be a rock opera. All right, great.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be lame.
I mean, maybe you know what? I don't know. Maybe I need to revisit it. I'm not going to, but maybe maybe I need to revisit it. I'm also not a huge Queensrÿche guy to begin with. It's like they're fine, whatever.
I don't know them at all.
There's you know what? I'm gonna make some enemies by saying this, I'm sure, but you're not missing anything.
Okay,
It's fine. They got a few tunes, not enough to make a concept record called Operation Mindcrime. Let's put it that way. But yeah, like there's nothing like a regrettable genre deviation or anything. You know what I mean? Like it's fairly pure for the whole catalog, and I feel like that. I don't know. Like it's something where it's weird that we've gotten away from irony as a culture, but I'm not mad about it. You know, I feel like sometimes we live in times where it's impossible to be satirical, and that's kind of a bummer. But, like, you know, there's something to be said for a firm embrace of the sincerely awesome things, and also that, like, these weird genre walls that we had built up for years.
yeah,
Not a thing with these younger cats, man.
no,
They don't think about it that way.
yeah, it's true.
So, I don't know. Anyway, so if people want to get this, tell me about the synth record you did. So this is like real new. I didn't know anything about it until like we started talking about doing this for real. So
Yeah, so if you want to find it, it's on Bandcamp, and I have it up there for free. It's under my name, Tim Soete, Soete.
Orange Magnet, right? It's the name of it.
It's called Orange Magnet, which is the title of a song that'll be on the next album.
Nice.
That I make.
I just watched Tenebrae, right there.
Tenebrae.
Tenebrae, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, this soundtrack goes so hard.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and it was sort of like, of course we know. Oh yeah. Wild opinion, breaking news. Everyone, Goblin is good. But,
Yeah.
but it's like, no. I was reminded of like, no. I feel like people got really, they got really tied to a certain kind of thing with synthesizers, which is synth pop. And it's like, no, you can do all kinds of stuff with this. Like they're like pretty incredible instruments.
Yeah.
So did you have this as in mind as a record when you started making it, or was it just like, hey, I'm just gonna?
Oh, Tenebrae?
No, the Orange Magnet record. Sorry, I'm switching back to your record.
I didn't really have I kind of assembled it after I'd recorded everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't set out to have a concept or even I just kind of assembled a bunch of songs that I'd already completed, and there's a Hawkwind cover on there.
Oh, is which one's a Hawkwind cover? That's a
High Rise.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, this is where I out myself as like, I know Hawkwind, but I'm not like.
That's a later album, PXR5.
That's all right. So that explains it, because like I have like what I know from Hawkwind.
Great
that's
album.
about it. Okay, well, yeah, check it. I mean, it came up when I talked to Helios Creed, actually.
Oh, he talked about that one?
I think so. It was a while ago, dude. But like, yeah, and I was like, oh yeah, I need to remember to listen to that, and I didn't. Cool story. Anyway, moving on. But yeah. So this is cool. I mean, it's. I always say that when the rock musician makes a synthesizer record, should be so and so, and the record title "Fucking Around with Synths."
Yeah. Yeah. There's one song on there that I play guitar on. It's kind of strokey guitar, I guess, if you want to call it that. But it's guitar. It's heavy.
I would not, in fact, call it that, but you can call it that if you want.
Yeah, I make fun of myself. But,
Jesus Christ. Okay. So I'll throw that in the show notes so people can check it out, because I'm sure people like the first questions people can be asking is like, oh, what is Tim up to anything? Like, he's having new music. So
yeah.
Great opportunity.
So check it out and buy it if you like it.
You can, yeah. It's a
but it's free otherwise.
Free to listen to. Yeah, and it's got that cinematic kind of not Goblin, like Argento.
Yeah, a little bit like
that
Carpenter.
Kind of, Carpenter. There you
Yeah.
go. Perfect. That's better than
Yeah, or Goblin.
Yeah.
There's
I love all that stuff.
yeah. Oh. But
Anyway, so
Yeah.
not that the show completely grind to a halt.
oh yeah.
Tim, it's been awesome having you on, man. We
Thanks.
so sometimes these episodes take a while to lock in to do, and sometimes they happen very quickly, and sometimes it's some weird melange of both of those things. But I'm really glad I was able to fit it in and talk to you. If you can't tell, I'm a big fan of the Champs and all of the iterations. And I guess if I have Josh, and I'll complete the set, right? So
I'll give you his number if you want it. I mean, he's in Cleveland, and he might not know who you are, but I could sort of introduce you.
You see, so first of all, you mentioned Cleveland like he's dead, which is like, I said Cleveland. It's like, oh, geez.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like he went to, Siberia or something.
Well, I live in Milwaukee, so it's not
okay.
much different, especially these days. I mean, I did play a show with him at one point. I was gonna remember that, but whatever, it's fine. If he doesn't remember, it's fine. Let's see, doesn't want to do it. Also, that's fine. But
You said you played a show with his electronic band?
yeah.
I don't. When was that?
Long time ago is when.
Long time ago. Okay. I don't want to keep you here too long.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. If I remember, I'll text it to you or something. But
Okay.
It was cool. I remember also it was not the most amazing show. It was fine.
Uh huh.
But I was like, oh, that's cool that he's doing that.
Right on.
Tim, it's great talking to you, man. Thank you so much for being on the show. Really appreciate having you and talking to me for so long about all stuff fucking Champs and beyond. Tell me, this is the last question I ever ask. It's the only canned question I ever ask. So you can choose to interpret this however you like. But why do you do what you do?
I do what I do because it is my identity. I am music. I mean, I have to have some kind of music involved in my life. It's just a necessity for me. And if I make money doing it, that's nice. If I can cover the expenses of my art, then that's great. But that's all I really need. Never been motivated by commercial success or anything like that, and always have done it for the art. And what else can I say?
I think that's pretty good, man.
All right.
Tim, thanks so much for being on the show, man. Really appreciate you.
Okay, thanks a lot, Conan.
Take care, brother.
You too.
There he goes. Tim Soete of the Mighty Champs. Appreciate that guy. Appreciate him spending so much time with me. I'm going to play us out here. And you know it's got to be, folks. Putting a little extra man, baby. Oh, yeah. Coming at you. little extra man there for you, folks. It's the fucking champs, man. I love that. I think it's double kick and the bell, the rat at the end of that song goes so hard. Rick in the comments saying it makes him feel like he can run through a brick wall. I'm there with you, buddy. I'm there with you. Hey, everybody. This has been Conan Neutron's Protonic Reversal. Thanks so much for listening to it. I'd like to thank Tim Soete for coming on the show. You can find this show Thursdays, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, 5 Pacific. Streaming live on YouTube and Twitch. Podcasted later everywhere. Always free. No ads, no sponsors, no kidding. You can find it at protonicversal.com, like I said. All the time. Also, wherever you get your podcasts. If you like the show and you want to get episodes sooner, $1 a month at patreon.com/protonicreversal achieves that goal. And it makes life a little easier on the old Neutron. Gets early episodes, helps keep the lights on in this joint. So deep appreciation for that. Thanks to everyone for liking the show on the various social medias, sharing the episodes around, subscribing, even leaving a review. All that helps people discover the show. That's just a darn nice thing to do, frankly.
Anyone within the sound of my voice.
Let's see. There's a bunch of I'm doing the next episode up is going to be my favorite records of the year episode. If you only engage through YouTube, you will not be able to hear the music. I am warning you now with peace and love in my heart that you must listen on another format. So just be aware of that. But then also, I think 3 more episodes before the end of the month. So making up for all that time spent touring with my band. There's going to be a lot more coming.
Turns sound into electricity.
And yeah, just stay safe out there.
Can you hear me now? Out on Route 128, dark and lonely. I got my radio on. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Welcome to my top 10. I'd like to thank our sponsor. But we haven't got a sponsor. Not if you were the last man on earth. She was prepared to prove it. This one goes out to a special girl. But there is no special girl. It's the end of radio. The last announcer plays the last record. The last what? Leaves the transmitter. Circles the globe in search of a listener. Can you hear me now? Can you it really broadcasting if there's no one there to receive? It's the end of radio. As we come to the close of our broadcast day, got my radio on. Can you hear me now? This is a test! If this had been a real emergency, hey! This is a real goddamn emergency!